This game right here is the prime example of silly flags, silly penalties, silly turnovers, and how undisciplined football will get you blown out like this. It wasn't a matter of talent. It wasn't a matter of another team being better. It was a matter of one team shooting themselves in the foot. And if you're new to my channel, welcome to WDJ Sports. I'm Wendell Davis, former college football player at Pittsburgh and Northwestern, and you're tuning into my first sub-series called the Excit Meeting on my channel, where I break down select few games from each week in college football. Now look, I'm not a Boise State or a USF fan. I just happened to tune into this game because it was a top 25 game, and as we all know, Boise went to the inaugural 12-team playoffs. Post-playoff season, quarterback is back. I'm thinking Boise State, they're one of those programs, they're not like a Notre Dame or Alabama or Oklahoma, but they've always been respectable. They've always played in one big game. Starting this game off, I thought Boise State came out looking pretty strong. They looked physical up front. They took an early lead, and to be honest, I didn't think USF was really a match for them. I thought USF was less talented, and they weren't as good as Boise. But the turning point of this football game was when, I don't know if it was a late first quarter or early second quarter, Boise gets a 3-and-out. D-line is cooking USF. They took a sack, and you know what happens next. Number 4, Devon Banks comes in late. He's in the pile. The whistle's blowing. Okay, 1, 2 seconds go by, 3 seconds go by. But then he ends up slamming the quarterback, throwing him down. Flag, 15 yards, and just like that, the momentum goes to South Florida. And when I'm watching this game, right, I'm not a Boise State fan. I'm not a USF fan. I'm simply watching this game as a fan and as a former player. I got so furious watching that stuff because I remember being out there sometimes in games where you get a big stop, right? Guys are tired. You have all the momentum on your side, and then somebody's out there being selfish. Somebody wants to be seen. Somebody wants to be Mr. Tough Guy, and they cost your team. You cost 15 yards, and just like that, guess what happens? The football guys answer back, and karma answers back. They start carving them up on offense. Pass, pass. Number 4, Devon Banks, the guy who wants to slam guys around after the whistle, gets trucked on one play, and then later on they score that drive. And just like that, it's 10-7. USF is taking momentum, and they're in the lead. And I get it, it's week 1, but things like fumbles, the running back fumbled the next drive when they were driving down, never once did I thought USF was better. I just thought at some point they made so many mistakes. Boise did, by the way, made so many mistakes that they took themselves out the game. Boise was more physical up front, I thought, at first, and I thought they were the better team. But when you make so many mistakes that kills your momentum, eventually you get scores like that, 7-34. It doesn't reflect you as a team, but it reflects you on how you played that day. So when you're driving the ball downfield and you're fumbling the ball like the running back did, that hurts your team. Look, I know fumbles and things happen every now and then, but those are preventable errors. Hold on to the ball tight. The right tackle for Boise, I don't even know the kid's name, but every time I watched it, every time I looked up in the game, false start, false start, false start. Learn the snap count. Dude, you're not playing at Beaver Stadium. You're not playing at Michigan, Ohio State, Tennessee or somewhere with a crazy crowd. You're playing at USF. They're playing in an oversized NFL stadium, and it's halfway, not even halfway, a quarter full. The first bowl wasn't even filled. Stuff like that, man. You false start. Now you're back 5 yards. You're back again 5 yards. You're driving the ball. You got momentum. Boom, flag. That hurts your entire team. Those are preventable penalties. Those are preventable things. Look, sometimes you're going to get got, right? Sometimes it may not be your day, but you can prevent things like unsportsmanlike conducts, false starts, fumbling the balls. Those are all preventable. That's on you as a player. And as a former player, watching that fake punt as well, once they scored off that play, I knew that was messed up. Obviously, bro, honestly, Boise had a rough day overall. Coaching-wise, how do you let a backup quarterback sneak in as a punter? We tried that when I was at Pitt my freshman year with Jeff George, a quarterback at punter, and Notre Dame sniffed that out immediately. He had a fake number on and everything. So if they can do it, why couldn't Boise do it? I don't get it. The fact that the gunner for USF was wide open. Jammer, what are you doing? Where are your eyes at? Why is he by himself? It's a lot of things like that. But when that play happened, I was like, you know what? They lost the game. And at that point, they weren't even up by a lot. But when things like that happen, it psychs you out. It's how football works. Football is a momentum game. The team with the most momentum is going to win the game. And then as Boise continues to play, it's sloppier, sloppier, sloppier. The quarterback's missing throws. He's getting sacked. Shout out to USF, by the way. You know what? I'm not giving them credit. They went out there. They were physical up front. They were coming downhill hitting. And, they wanted it more. They were playing their butts off, man. They played a great game. But I still think and I still believe that Boise was a better team, but Boise did not come ready to play. from the coaching standpoint, as far as, not identifying personnel and things like that on that fake punt, to the players. A lot of preventable mistakes, a lot of unnecessary flags, a lot of things that you can control, that hurts you as a team. And then we go back to my man Devon Bakes again. We're in the fourth quarter, bro. Why are you about to get the same flag again? The same type of stuff. This kid all day was getting, I'm not even talking about getting burnt. That's going to happen at DB. But you're getting stuff like silly flags. You're not playing physical. And wait till I tell you about the last touchdown they scored. Like I said, Devon Banks, you get the flag earlier in the game. And to be honest, I know it says 7-34. But that one flag right there was the trigger to that right there. Not saying it's all his fault. Obviously, there were 30-something points scored, but stuff like that is what causes it. So later on in the fourth quarter, I'm watching this game. The same type of incident happens again. Instead, this time, the ref didn't throw a flag, but they probably could have, or almost, or they should have really thrown a flag. And then, the quarterback is running. He's scrambling around. He's running downfield. He's jogging. Effort, bro. I play college ball. One thing they always say you cannot coach is effort. Effort, effort, effort. Run full speed to the football. There is no reason if you're out there in between the white lines that you should ever be jogging and spectating on the field. You should be busting your behind to the ball. If he runs full speed, that is not a touchdown. You live to fight another day, but you're jogging, hoping somebody else makes the play, and he scores on you. No effort at all. Stuff like that is why, players don't play. It's why guys get benched. Forget, getting burnt. That's going to happen in football. You're going to get burnt. You're going to get beat. But when you add the unsportsmanlike conduct penalties, and on top of that, you're not doing your job, and on top of that, you're not getting effort, what are you out there for, bro? What are you there for? And you see how passionate I'm talking right now? You would think I'm a diehard Boise State fan. I promise you. I'm from Richmond, Virginia. I don't watch Boise like that. But as a former player, it was really irritating watching that game because it was everything that could go wrong, went wrong, and it was mostly the player's fault. You're out there being undisciplined. Whoever that other DB is out there, I get you're losing. You don't punch a guy out there on the field. You look undisciplined. You look sloppy out there, Boise. It was not a good look for a team who just came off a playoff season. That's not how you represent your school. So yes, USL played a great game. I thought they played hard. I thought they were physical up front, especially when the momentum shift. I thought they were playing a physical brand of football. They had all the momentum on their side. But do I think they were a more talented team? Do I think they were that much better than Boise? No. Boise did everything they could to lose that game, and they did it. They did everything they could. Now, Boise, I believe they'll bounce back. They've been a great program for so long. They've been consistent. They will bounce back. That's what all great programs do. This right here was a wake-up call, guys. But if you made it this far in my video, I want to say thank you very much. My name is Wendell Davis yet again. I run WDJ Sports. You just watched the first episode of my little sub-series called The Excit Meeting. So make sure to leave a comment about this game. Let me know any questions or thoughts. And make sure to hit that subscribe button.